Onlinejobs.PH coming back to you with another video, and today we're going to be talking about decoding the sales rank on Amazon for DVDs. I love selling DVDs on Amazon. I sell them used, I sell them brand new. Most of the items I sell are brand new because I pick up most of my DVDs from eBay to Amazon. So I source my items on ebay.com. I find them undervalued, and then I have them shipped to either my house or a prep center, and then we send it to Amazon FBA. In the last 3 years, I've sold well over 5,000, probably over 7,500, maybe close to 10,000. I don't know the exact number. I know in 2022, I sold over 5,000 DVDs alone, and I still sell quite a bit of DVDs. So I want to talk about sales rank, okay? So if you're new to selling on Amazon, you might not know what sales rank is. Sales rank is a number that goes up, it goes down, it changes all the time. Essentially, what sales rank will tell you is how fast or how slow an item is selling in terms of right now. So for example, when it comes to sales rank on Amazon for DVDs, I'm typically looking to buy DVDs that are under 100,000 rank. And I'm actually going to go through in this video the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different rank situations, right? I'm going to talk about what rank is like a super hot seller, what rank probably will get you in trouble with counterfeits, what rank I consider, you know, a step down from hot seller, which would be excellent, what's a step under that, which would be good, what's average, what's slow, and then what's super slow. Okay, so let's get right into the video and let's break this down. So what sales rank should you buy when it comes to DVDs? As a general rule of thumb, I like to stick under 100,000 rank. If you go over 100,000 rank, they tend to get a bit slower. But let's start with what's a really hot seller. What's a rank within the movie category for DVDs that moves really, really quick? So I'm going to call the hot seller rank range for DVDs between 20,000 rank and 40,000 rank, okay? If you find a DVD that's ranked between 20,000 and 40,000, that's going to be a hot seller. That's a really, really good seller. Now, you do have to be careful when you start getting, you know, under 20,000 rank or you're around 20,000 rank. You've got to be careful based on how you're sourcing your items. If you're buying from eBay to Amazon, or if you're buying from like Facebook Marketplace where they're shipping it out to you. I mean, it could even be thrift stores and library sales. You really have to be careful. If you don't have those legitimate invoices from like real distributors, you want to be careful sourcing under a 20,000 rank. Why? Counterfeits. There's a lot of counterfeits that are out there, and you can take a look at a DVD and typically tell if it's counterfeit just based on how the DVD looks. A lot of times the graphic will be really fuzzy, there'll be really weird colors. Sometimes even the quality of the plastic, like the shell case that holds the DVD, can be really flimsy. But there's also some situations where there's real DVDs that have flimsy cases. I mean, go to Walmart. Some of those cases are very, very flimsy. But as a rule of thumb, if the DVD is less than 20,000 rank, it's really popular. Maybe it's, you know, something that's new and current that just came out. Maybe you find that at the stores still. You know, if it's like a box set or a complete series, I typically stay away from those under 20,000 rank unless I'm buying from a trustworthy distributor and I have an actual invoice to prove against getting a counterfeit. So less than 20,000 rank, I typically stay away from. Hot seller rank, 20 to 40,000 rank. Now, what's a step down from that? What's an excellent rank? Okay, this is the bread and butter sales rank range that I typically focus on. Hey, what's up, Optimus FBA? What's up, Amanda? Good to see you guys. 40 to 80,000 rank. That's typically where I like to hang out when I'm buying DVDs, okay? 40 to 80,000 rank is excellent. A lot of times those DVDs will sell within, could be a week, could be 2-3 weeks. It depends on the competition. A lot of times you're going to find 20 to 40,000 rank DVDs selling within a couple days, maybe a week. 40 to 80,000 rank range, again, depending on, you know, the number of sellers, typically a couple weeks. And then you're going to have good. Okay, I consider a good sales rank between 80 to 100,000 rank. It's good. It's not excellent. It's not a hot seller. It could sell out within a day or two because depending on how many sellers there are, or maybe you're the only FBA, or maybe you win the buy box, you could still sell a 95,000 ranked DVD just as fast as a 20,000. There's other elements that you need to look into. Typically, it's the competition and where the competitors are priced at, but 80 to 100,000 rank is really good. So to recap, hot seller, 20 to 40,000 rank. Excellent, which is a step down. 40 to 80,000 rank. Good, 80 to 100,000. Okay, so that's the sweet spot, 20 to 100,000. Now let's start talking a little bit about some of the slower selling sales ranks and some of the things that you want to kind of keep in mind. So underneath good would be an average rank. Okay, an average sales rank, in my opinion, would be between 100 to 130,000 rank. You know, I still sell DVDs that are 110, 120, 130,000 rank, but they typically take a little bit longer. It could take a month and a half. It could take 2 months. Sometimes it could take 3 or 4 months. They're just a little bit slower. Again, you have to pay attention to the history of that DVD. How many times has it sold in the past? Because sales rank is just essentially taking a snapshot in time of how well that DVD is doing right now. You could have a DVD that's 120,000 rank, but if it sells 3 or 4 times in the next week, it's going to go down to 30, 40,000. So you really do want to look at the monthly sales and look back on the previous history of Keepa. Yeah, Amanda, 10,000, 20,000. I kind of give a range when I'm talking publicly on YouTube to folks who aren't a part of like Reselling Freedom or a part of eBay to Amazon Masterclass. I like to play it a little bit more safe because I know folks aren't going to have the, you know, maybe the knowledge or experience that you have, Amanda. But again, anything less than 20,000 rank, I'm kind of, you know, I'm taking a look at, you know, how many sellers have been on it in the past. I'm really kind of looking at that DVD and maybe looking in eBay to see, are people selling 5, 10, 15, 20 copies? Those are typical signs that there's counterfeits going around if there's sellers with multiple quantities. I like to stay away from that, okay? So anywhere in that range. So 100 to 130,000 rank, hey Katie, thank you so much for the love, appreciate you, is an average rank. You know, if I'm going after an average rank, 110, 120, 130, I typically don't want to flip an item for a 30, 35, 40% margin. I typically want to go up to maybe 50, 55. Mark says, my problem is when I send in DVDs and need to pay to dispose of them after a year. Yeah, Mark, that's why you really have to make sure when you send in a DVD, you want to make sure there's enough meat on the bone. What I mean by that is if you send in DVDs that only make $3 or $4 profit, if the price tanks, I mean, you're kind of sitting there waiting, and they could sit there for a year. That's why I like to sell DVDs. Typically in my business, you know, the average DVD I'm selling is 50, 60, 70 bucks. So when I pick it up for 25, 30, $35, there's 15, 16, $18 of profit. So if it tanks in price, I could still lower the price to make a pretty good profit. But another issue is people will send in DVDs and price it at $30, and maybe they're the only FBA, or maybe there's a couple people there. But if you look at Keepa and look at the last 2 or 3 months, that thing's not even selling for 30. It's really a $15 to $18 DVD. And why do I say that? Because that's what people in the past were willing to pay. And you can see that correlation between the price drops and where it was priced previously. And absolutely, Mark, you know, I'm not talking down to you, Mark. I've made every single one of these mistakes as well. And I'd be lying if I didn't tell you I still don't make these mistakes, because sometimes, you know, we're human. I get excited. I find something, I see something, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to flip it for 60. And I get excited and I buy it. And then I'm like, dude, what the hell were you doing? Like, that's a $40 item. You got excited. And sometimes there's a gambling element to it as well. Maybe there's a couple instances where that DVD sold for 60 in the past, but really you're looking at 40. And maybe the only reason it went for 60 is because, you know, the market dropped down to only one seller and somebody wanted it and bought it. But now it's back up to 5 or 6 sellers and you can't really sway the price as much. Okay. So let's go a step down from average is slow. 130 to 200,000 rank is slow in my book. Now, will I leave behind 150,000 rank DVD at the thrift store that's going to make me $30 profit? It depends. Is it really going to make me $30 profit? Why is the rank at 160,000? Is there no market that wants to buy that item? Or is the rank a lot higher because maybe there's no offers and maybe there was only like 1 or 2 merchant sellers? A lot of time ranks will get really high because the market wants to buy from an FBA seller, but there are no FBA sellers. So if I come in FBA, I can look on Keepa and see that previous history of buyers purchasing FBA offers. So that could be a reason. Also, it could be a seasonal item. Like if you get a you know, if you pick up like right now a DVD, like a Christmas DVD, I know plenty of Christmas DVDs that sell for $40, $50, $60, $70. Right now, those ranks are all going to be at 200, 240,000 because no one's buying that stuff. People buy that in November and December. So, you know, the rank might be really high right now because it's a seasonal flip. So, you know, when it comes to 130 to a 200,000 rank, I'm thinking, you know, why is the rank that high? I'm looking at the history of that item and seeing what it sold for in the past. And then I'm making, you know, I'm asking myself the question, okay, I'm going to pick up this item that may never sell or might be a really slow seller. I want to make sure my ROI and my profit is much higher because the risk is higher. So the higher your risk, the higher the reward should be, because the higher the risk, the higher likelihood that item may never sell or it could tank in price. We're in the business of spending money on inventory and turning it. Okay, what does that mean? We spend money, we flip that item, we make our profit, and then we put it back into the business. Why do we put it back into the business? Because in order to make more money selling on Amazon, to grow your sales from 5,000 to 10 to 15 to 20, you have to reinvest back into the business. You have to build your inventory. You have to build the number of items that you have available for sale. So the more items you have available for sale that, you know, have higher potential or higher ASP, so on and so forth, the more money you're going to make. So 130 to 200K is slow. Now, super slow is, I would say, between 200 to 300,000 or higher. Okay, if you start buying DVDs that are 2 to 300,000 rank, they're going to sit for a long time. Now, I'm not telling you you should not buy them, but I am saying if you do buy a DVD that's 2 to 300K rank, you really want to pay attention within Keepa to see that this item has at least sold in the past, try to figure out some type of trend. And I'd merchant fulfill it. I wouldn't FBA DVDs that are 2 to 300K. It's kind of like, I would call a 2 to 300K ranked DVD like a 4 to a 5 million rank. Maybe a 3 to a 5 million rank book. That's kind of the comparison. So you absolutely could. I'm sure there's people who have sent in 400,000 ranked DVDs FBA and sold it, but you don't want to get in the habit of sending really slow selling, slow moving inventory to FBA because you're going to collect fees. And like Mark said earlier on the chat, you are going to have to pay to dispose of them if they never sell. Pay to get them shipped back to you, or hope and pray that Amazon will pay you a couple pennies through their liquidation program, which they probably won't for super slow selling stuff. So let me know in the comments, is this helping you guys at all? For anyone who is maybe new to DVDs, or maybe you've been selling DVDs for a while, I want to know what you guys are thinking when I talk about this. What rank ranges are you staying within? Again, for me, 20 to 100,000 rank is my range. 20 to 40K, I would say, is a hot seller. 40 to 80K is an excellent, really, really great flipper. 80 to 100K is good. 100 to 130K is average. 130 to 200K is slow. And 200 to 300K is super slow. Again, these are all general rules. There's always exceptions to the rule, but that's kind of where I stand in my business. I'm inspired to relook at what I'm doing. Yeah, Amanda. It's a good habit that we should all do, is take a look at our inventory. And you can actually go into your FBA inventory and you can actually take a bird's eye view at your inventory and how long it's been sitting. So you can see how much inventory has been sitting for a month, 3 months, 6 months, a year, and then go in and take a peek at what you paid for those items that have been sitting for 8, 9, 10 months, and take a peek at what they're selling for now. And the reason they're probably not selling those really slow items, there's 2 reasons. Number one, there's an influx of sellers. So the number of sellers have increased like crazy, which typically causes your price to really tank. Issue number 2, you didn't reprice your item because you knew you would be losing money, so you're just sitting there. Or number 3, the market has really slowed down for that particular product. So sometimes, you know, specific titles or ASINs become less popular, and they just slow down. I mean, that's just how it is. Some items become more popular, some items become less popular for whatever reason. Shane says 100K and below unless I'm sourcing for that lovely no sales rank item. Yep, there's plenty of opportunities there. I know Amanda loves that. Optimus says I can go above 200K, but I want good profit and there be at most a few offers available and no FBA. I'm okay with the slow game. Yeah, I mean, it just depends what you're paying for items. If you're doing eBay to Amazon or Amazon to Amazon or any form of online arbitrage, and you're picking up DVDs over 200 to 300K, and you're spending up for them and your ROI is only 50 to 60%, you're going to get killed. I would not do that. But if you could pick those things up for 100, 200, 300% ROI, and there's a history of that item selling, I would play around with it for sure. And I know Optimus FBA knows what he's doing. I've seen him in the chat a lot. Great to see you here, man. I think I'm going to be seeing you in Vegas, right, for the Books and Beyond conference going down, which, by the way, everybody, ticket prices for Books and Beyond is going up at the end of the month. So June 1st, the price is going to be higher. Essentially what Joe G, Victor, Avery, and I did is we gave everybody about a month to get super duper early bird mega discounted tickets. So we've been promoting it quite a bit. So if you guys do want to come to Vegas, September 13th to the 15th, it's right on Fremont Street. It's a 2-day live event. We have 20 plus speakers. Matter of fact, today marks, I think we have 62 or 63 people already committed to going. So we're hoping to have 150, 200, attendees there, which will be cool. Yeah, man, Optimus, I'm excited to shake your hand. Can't wait to see you there. Shane, what's going on, my man? So that's pretty much all I've got for you guys today. Really just wanted to break down, in my opinion. And again, I'm just one man with one opinion. I'm sure there's multiple different ways you can go around this, but I really like to stay away from DVDs less than 20K unless I have a good invoice. My range is typically 20 to 100K. I will play around with 100 to 200K, but it really has to be profitable. And I've really got to be confident based on looking at the Keepa charts that, hey, I think I can get this price eventually, even if it's 5-6 months out, but the reward's got to be there as well. I don't want a 40, 50, 60% ROI if I'm going to wait 5 or 6 months. I want 100, 200% ROI, which you can find via online arbitrage on some of these slow sellers. So matter of fact, I have a golf DVD. I'll give you an example. I have a golf DVD that will get up to 200, 220,000 ranked throughout the year. But right now, during golf season and people are playing and there's tournaments going on, that DVD is down to a 25,000 rank. And I'll pick that thing up for $20, $25, and I actually just sold it today for 92 bucks. So there's a lot of those types of opportunities out there with DVDs that get really, really high ranked and slow selling, and then you pick them up on the off season and flip them. It's similar to like what BookMine does and what a lot of seasonal book flippers do. So yeah, appreciate you guys. Much love. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.